Hello everybody, this is another episode. Okay, hold on, I just realized that this thing, I had to move my phone because I realized it was way too low for me. So here we are, doing another episode of JWA. Sorry if you hear a buzzing, I'm currently exporting a ton of videos, making sure that I have everything ready for November. Like, all of November, every day should be a new episode of Movies United, followed by another video, like, if there is a second video, then there will also be another video following that episode of Movies United, except Sundays. There will be no videos on Sundays. So anyway, we're here with, as I said, immediately, well actually, sorry, not immediately, I realized that I uploaded the JWA fixes on a Monday, and there was an update to Disney Heroes on Tuesday, so apologies, this is not immediately, this is just a day in between. But either way, here we are fixing the Ramphorhynchidae. Oh, yeah, this thing, they updated again. They changed the style once more. And here we are looking, let me just move this microphone, it's in my way. Here we are looking at the Ramphorhynchidae. And oh my gosh, I just realized this is gonna be kinda difficult to deal with because of how oh wow, this is really bad. This honestly doesn't look too good at all. Oh well, you know what, I'll roll with it for now. Here is Dimorphodon. As I've mentioned before, Dimorphodon is terrible. Honestly, it's like one of the worst. And I almost forgot my pen. One of the worst creatures in the game. Because if we just compare right off the bat, this one just deserves its own little spotlight of, okay, hang on. One question, I want to check out, am I able, if I was to click on a rarity, like say unique, then I go here, because I know that if I click on like that, I can just click there. Come back here, nope, it resets, and then here, it's still the same. Okay, that's kind of frustrating, but anyway, no, not raid, I believe it's arena exclusive. So where is Dimorph? There you are, give me. What do you look like? So health, worst health in the game, worst, absolutely abysmal attack. And what does it gain in compensation for that? I mean, it gets a swap prevention resistance and a slight vulnerable resistance, but other than that, it only has gashing wound and swap and wound. It is honestly just a horrid creature, just absolutely horrible. What did I do to change it? First of all, I gave it at least 1,000 damage, and then I gave it more speed. I gave it a deceleration resistance. This is going to take some getting used to. A deceleration resistance. I'll probably need to add a vulnerable resistance because they added that as well. Actually, I should do that with all of them. Okay, hold on a second. Well, I'll get to that later. Anyway, I gave it Pinning Strike, Greater Emergency Heal, and a move I call Kamikaze, which we'll have to go back and look at, actually. Oh, boy. There it is, Kamikaze. Ran 50% of target's max HP. And then Self ran 75% of target's max HP, unable to swap for 2 turns. Basically, Kamikaze, it's exactly what it sounds like. They rush in, they deal damage, and kaboom! They could also kill themselves. Kind of like a riskier Draco Rex. I think I want to, I keep playing around. Sometimes it says 50%, sometimes I change it to 75, and then the Dimorphodon will just completely kill itself. I honestly haven't decided how I want to work this thing just yet. But then I also need to be careful I don't end up making an original Draco Rex all over again. That's not right. But let's immediately give this... Oh gosh, this is going to take so much to get used to, but I suppose it looks a little smoother. I think it would work better if I did this from a phone or a computer. Like, if I did this, like, the way you would hold a phone, not like the way I'm doing it right now. Portrait view, not landscape view. Then I think it would be easier, but for now it just looks kind of weird. Let's give you a 50% vulnerable resistance. It's not going to help too much, but it'll help a little bit. And other than that, I believe that if Kamikaze is not the way not the way you want it, then I would replace Kamikaze with just like a gashing wound or whatever. Preview. Save and generate image. Do I even get to look at it? Oh gosh, okay, back. Now we just view all custom creatures once more, and let's move on to Ramphorhynchidae when I find it. Sorry, not Ramphorhynchidae, I meant Scaphognathus. So, what did I change to you? Again, I need to add vulnerable resistance. Do I want to add a vulnerable resistance? I guess I will eventually, but this is where you really start to see the changes that I made. Scaphognathus, I think your stats are about the same, except I just gave you a little bit more speed. Just because I wanted... These are tiny pterosaurs, you would expect them to move really fast. So I wanted to make them faster than even most of the raptors. And there you have it. Also, is this thing scratching? I think it is. Ooh, I gotta be careful. Now, here's where it really starts to get it. Alert, pinning strike. Oh, it's so... Well, I guess it fits right there. So, when it's secure, the target lowest HP, unable to swap for 1 turn, and attack times 1. But when threatened, as in when it's below its 50% HP, damage over time... Okay, lowest HP, damage over time for 10% of target's max HP for 1 turn, attack times 1, and increased speed. And then, if we move all the way here, we have Minor Swoop, Emergency Heal, as opposed to just Heal, which is a really bad move, compared to Emergency Heal, which is a whole lot better. Swap and Wound. Swap and Wound is the same. Wounding No Escape is the new one. So, targets, while secure, cleanses itself, cleanses speed decrease. Oh, why did I... What? But it's immune. Why did I do that? Oh. Was it always like that? I might change that to vulnerable later. Or I'll change... I need to just figure out what's going on with that. Hang on, I gotta change that. That's not right. Okay, after about, 5-10 minutes, I updated all of my, Ramphorhynchidae that I could remember. Scaphognathus, now I've, well, that's the same. Alert Pinning Strike is, still the same. And then we have Wounding No Escape is the one I made the change to, where now it cleanses vulnerable instead of... Whoop, Kevin's on the move. I think he's getting ready for bed. Unable to swap for 1 turn. That's the bottom half is still the same, but the top half I changed it from deceleration to vulnerable since this thing's already immune to deceleration, but I also gave it a vulnerable resistance, just in case. And while threatened, unable to swap for 1 turn, damage over time 50% of target's max HP for 1 turn. So basically what I want to do is, the weaker these... how do I... Oh, that's annoying. The weaker these things become, the stronger their attacks become. Specifically their basic and their on-escape abilities. And Kevin is just preparing to sleep, so I better make this quick. Here's Darwinopterus, which is, basically I boosted its... I don't think I boosted its health at all, but I did boost its speed, so now it is fast. And then it still has the Alert Pinning Strike and the Minor Swoop, Wild Impact, which is basically the ultimate move. Cleanse all negative effects, nullify all positive effects, bypass armor, and attack. That's basically the ultimate ability right here. Nothing can stop it, as far as I'm aware. Swap and Wound, Wounding No Escape, as I've said before, just becomes, while secure, it just focuses on, this one focuses on just, dealing damage and pinning, and then down here, when it's threatened, then that's when it switches from speed-ups to, pinning. Kevin, no, please don't go under the log. No, why? Anyway, resistances, that's new. The vulnerable resistance is new, everything else was there before. Now let's move, I think that's all of the regular non-hybrids. Let's get on to the one that I made up. And by made up, I just mean, I just took a species that isn't in yet. They're called Ramphorhynchidae, and surprisingly, Ramphorhynchus is not in the game yet. I don't know why that's a thing. It's the fastest, it has the fastest speed possible, Alert Pinning Strike as usual, Cleansing Swoop, Wild Impact as well, Swap and Wound, Wounding No Escape, and I added a Vulnerable Resistance since the last time you saw this thing, and this thing does have 1 hybrid to look at. Okay, where are you? There you are. Took a while to find you. Enteloramphchops. This was before Enteloceras, which is an infinitely worse hybrid than Entelochops. Especially with the change they made to it, it is still garbage. Absolutely disappointed in it. But anyway, this dude, on the other hand, what did I do? I think I nerfed your stats compared to your original, but I gave you a little more speed. Armor, crit chance should probably be updated. I don't know. Alert Pinning Strike as usual, Revenge, Deceleration, Mutual Fury, Revenge, Wild Rampage. Unfortunately, At least this one has an excuse for why it has the cooldown of 2, but the other one, they just, for some reason, they couldn't change the cooldown, so they just gave it a completely new ability, and they made it a very bad new ability to Ankylosaurus, which is why I'm just really mad at it. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna be better, but it does have a no escape, so keep that in mind. And it has the better resistances that make Ankylochops just such a good creature. Except, I think it's I forgot to add cleansing, but it does have mutual fury still, so yeah. I wouldn't say it's better than, for the love of, I won't say it's better than the Ankylochops, but I'll say it's at least, it's a good creature to have. Here's Pterovexus, one of my favorites, and one of the most, I was so unhappy when they nerfed it, and then they gave it a small buff, but it's still not going to be too useful yet. I do hope, I still pray, that they do go through an update where they just buff every single pterosaur in the game. Also, I reclassed it from Wildcard to just a Cunning Fierce, because that's literally all it is. It has no resilient aspects to it at all. In any of its, just none at all. So I changed it, Instant Nullifying Strike, Minor Swoop is the same, Fierce Impact as opposed to Nullifying Impact, which again got switched to Instant Nullifying Strike, and the pinning is now all in the escape. On escape, Evasive Strike, basically everything I predicted, I already came up with Distracting Rampage and On Escape Evasive Strike, and what do you know, they added that onto Pterovexus in the latest update, so I have to give them props to them for that, and all the resistances are the same. So really, all you gotta do is make a few more change. Also, I gave it the stats that they've given it, I think. So, honestly, all they gotta do is just give it a few more tweaks, and this thing could be really good. Last but not least, we have Drain Fafnir. Again, so it's gone through a few changes since you've last seen it, like just recently, as I've already mentioned. Is this removable? Oh, I just see something on the screen. Anyway, I nerfed its health in exchange for more attack and a little higher crit chance. I've also changed its abilities a bit. Nothing Break is not new. I've seen this last time, but it is worth reading since this is the first time you've probably seen it since it's not on the old channel anymore, because there is no old channel. Targets, while secure, target self increase speed by 10%. And then while threatened, increase speed by 300% and increase damage by 50%. And then deal some damage. So a really strong ability. Oh, 3 turns to attacks? Oh my gosh, that's actually a long time. This is also a new ability that I've given it, Lethal Piercing Impact. Bypass armor, attack 1.5, and then damage over time for 1 turn. So that's like a huge hit, actually. I might have to give that a better cooldown, like a cooldown of 2. But, you know, I can change that in future when I add it to more creatures eventually. Wild Rampage is the same, but then I changed out Lethal Swoop for Lethal Rampage and Run because I just love the ability so much, and I feel like, why does it target the lowest HP? You know what, whatever. This is such a good ability, and I just had to give it to the Drain Fafnir. And he's immune to swap preventation, so actually that might have to be changed because of what it has. And of course, Wounding No Escape is the same. And then here is the description of Fafnir. Fafnir may look like a dragon, but upon closer inspection, it's actually a small pterosaur with enhanced dragon-like features. They are a common sight at BC Seoul training grounds, and are often seen observing Free De La Hoya. This is when I was... Actually, I'm still a huge fan of Beyblade Burst, and that's why... Oh, Kevin came out of the log! Hooray! He didn't want to sleep in the log. Ah, yes. Just the good old days where I watch Kevin and you don't even see him. That's the perks of having a bearded dragon enclosure right next to where I do record all my videos. Anyway, guys, I suppose now we shall look at the drawings of Fafnir and Ankylosaurus. Yeah, and there it is, Ankylosaurus in all of its hideousness. Honestly, again, this is not one of my best ones. And then here is Fafnir, which is one of my better ones, except it really does just look like Fafnir. Fafnir's more muscular. This one's kind of just a skinny Fafnir. Maybe I should shorten the neck. That would actually help. And this is actually the one that inspired me to make the wyverns in Jurassic World Alive. And honestly, that is it. There's not much to look at here, except that I really like the design of Fafnir. Except I do remember that I do have something to say about the previous new creation I made. Geohast here. So when I was making these guys, I was making them specifically off of the memory that I have of Geosternbergia from the trailers. Except when I saw it in Evolution again, I realized that I had their crest all wrong. Apparently their crest is supposed to be like all something like... Hold on, let me check again. Well, something like, I don't know, that or whatever. And then they also have this, rather than the usual pteranodon beak. Sorry, oh, this is difficult to draw while I'm carrying the lead. So basically, it turns out that they have this sort of curved beak, followed by the crest that's supposed to... Oh, I can't film and draw at the same time. It's supposed to be like that. You get the idea. Basically, I got the crest wrong, so I plan to redo these guys in the future. But, yeah, that's 2 episodes with Colehast in. I'm not sure if maybe I will include them in the last one, I don't know. Because I do want to redo their heads. Anyway, guys, let's hop back to Fafnir. And we can end the video here. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you when we do the Quetzals. This one won't be out as soon as the others, because that one is, I have not designed the unique Quetzals yet. And all of the other bigger pterosaurs. Okay, I'll see you till then. Bye.